When we talk about racism in The Rookie, the first name that hits is Doug Stanton. The show was never built on racism until he came in. His entry brought nothing but negativity and unfair treatment. His words, his actions, and his mindset all carried the same toxic tone. His dark energy is the reason why every episode featuring Doug Stanton becomes the most racist episode of The Rookie. Now, let's see how it started. Season 3, Episode 2, Injustice.
We gotta get something straight.
Okay.
I was super pissed when I went home last night, the way you pushed me yesterday. Then I realized you just don't know any better. So it's my job to teach you the right way to think on the street.
Officer Lopez did that already.
Doug Stanton walked into The Rookie in Season 3, Episode 2, and from the very first scene, he felt like trouble. He wasn't just another cop on the job. He was brought in as Jackson West's new training officer, but instead of being a mentor, he became the complete opposite of what Jackson believed in. Stanton didn't see people as people. He looked at them like walking stereotypes. Every call, every suspect, every victim, he judged them by skin color or by the neighborhood they lived in. One scene made this crystal clear. A family just got robbed and they were scared. Instead of helping them, Stanton spoke to them like they were guilty. He treated victims like criminals. Jackson was shocked. He did not expect to see this, so he moved to Tim Bradford for some advice. But what Tim replied might even shock you. He admitted Stanton is a solid cop and said that Jackson might just have to bear it until training was done. That silence and tolerance is what made Stanton's presence even more dangerous. Stanton wasn't ignorant like Nolan sometimes was. He wasn't flawed, but trying like Harper. No, Stanton knew exactly what he was doing. His policing was built on pure bias, and his hostility only deepened the wall between cops and the community. For Jackson, Stanton wasn't just a bad partner. It was the reality that black people face every day, even inside their own departments. And this was only the start of a much bigger fight. Season 3, Episode 3, La Fiera.
First rule of being a cop: have your fellow officers back.
I did.
You questioned every move I made, all before the suspects were even in cuffs. What really pissed me off? Calling for a supervisor. The whole city hears that, thinks we're in over our heads.
We're in over our heads.
No, you were.
In this episode, Stanton's racism moves to another level. He and Jackson are out looking for a suspect, a black man in a blue jacket. Stanton notices a young black man nearby. The boy is wearing green, not blue, but Stanton does not care. He ignores the details, throws the boy to the ground, and cuffs him on the spot. The boy tries to explain that he is innocent and just standing outside his own house, but Stanton does not listen. The scene gets worse when the boy's family comes rushing out. They were scared and confused to see their son handcuffed, so they beg Stanton to stop. Instead, he pulls his gun on them. He orders the parents and even the grandmother to get down on the ground. Then he tells Jackson to start arresting them all. Jackson is stunned. He cannot believe what he just heard. Soon, Harper and Chen arrive. They confirm that the real suspect was caught 2 blocks away, but Stanton still tries to push his authority. He claims he is the supervisor and wants his call to stand. Harper warns him that cameras are everywhere and he is doing wrong. Jackson then removes the cuffs and apologizes to the family. Stanton got furious at being challenged and walked away in anger. Later, Stanton corners Jackson and warns him to stay quiet. Nolan overhears and advises Jackson to report him. At first, Jackson hesitates, but finally he goes to Gray. Gray punished Stanton with a desk job, but Jackson knows that is not real justice. This moment shows Stanton is not just biased or racist, he is actually dangerous. Season 3, Episode 4, Sabotage.
You know, my last rookie did everything I told him to. The guy's name was Owens. You know him? Always had my back. Still does. Too bad Jackson isn't more like him.
In Sabotage, Stanton's racism is no longer hidden. Early in the episode, he makes a smug remark about his last rookie being a brother who didn't ask too many questions. The meaning is clear. He expects black officers to stay quiet, follow orders, and never push back. Jackson, already disturbed, starts writing everything down, building proof of Stanton's pattern. On patrol, Stanton's stops grow even more troubling. He pulls over a black woman named Erica. She is nervous, like anyone would be, but Stanton twists her fear into guilt. Without listening, he arrests her and stacks charges against her. His belief is simple. If you're scared, you must be guilty. That one mindset shows just how deep his bias runs. The darkest moment comes when Stanton chases a young drug dealer. He suddenly loses his body camera during the chase. Now with no record, he isolates the suspect. Jackson panicked because he was afraid that Stanton might hurt him. He chooses to follow, leaving the drugs behind just to protect a life. Stanton later flips this, blaming Jackson for being careless, using it to paint him as weak and unfit. Meanwhile, Bradford and Chen try another path. They speak with Owens, Stanton's old trainee, but Owens admits he stayed silent about Stanton to save his own career. That silence is exactly what protects men like Stanton. By the end, it's clear Stanton isn't just a problem for suspects on the street. He is also a threat to Jackson's career and anyone who tries to stand against him. Season 3, Episode 5, Lockdown.
You're done, Boot. What you just did is a fireable offense. I'm going straight to the city manager. I don't care if your daddy works for IA. He's not going to be able to save you now.
You know what, dumbass? My daddy, he doesn't work for IA. He runs it.
In Lockdown, Stanton finally shows his full side. This time, not only his racism, even his toxic attitude is clear. This time, it is not only against Jackson, but also against Lucy Chen. He mocks her by calling her Bradford's sexy, hot little boot. It's ugly and disrespectful. When Lucy does not give in, Stanton threatens to write her up. That's how Stanton works. He uses power to shut people down. With Jackson, things get even darker. Stanton pushes harder and harder, treating every moment like a fight to show he is in control. Jackson tries to stand up to him and even says internal affairs could get involved. Stanton does not like that and feels cornered. To get his revenge, while patrolling, he does the unthinkable. He leaves Jackson alone in the middle of a violent mob attack. It looks like he is ready to let him die. He only shows up again when Bradford and Chen arrive. But Jackson does not let him win. Even while hurt, he manages to switch Stanton's body camera back on. That small move is enough to expose Stanton's behavior. It gives Gray the proof he needs to finally take action. What makes Stanton so dangerous is not only the way he treats suspects on the street, it is also the way he turns on his own partners. He sees Jackson as weak and tries to break him. Instead of guiding him, he sets him up for harm. Bradford, who once told Jackson to just get through training, now sees how wrong he was. Season 3, Episode 8, Bad Blood. In Bad Blood, Doug Stanton finally shows the full weight of racism. Jackson West had been stuck with him for weeks, forced to deal with his cruel jokes, his arrogance, and the way he treated him like he didn't belong in uniform. But this episode is where things snap. Stanton crosses a line on patrol, and his reckless move could have cost Jackson's life. Jackson has had enough. He looks him straight in the eye and calls him out. It was a raw and sharp moment. It's Jackson refusing to stay quiet anymore. What makes this scene hit hard is not just the words Jackson says, it's the way he stands his ground without tripping. Stanton had been mocking him since day one, making him feel small, testing his patience. But here, Jackson doesn't bend. He shows Stanton and everyone watching that he won't be walked over, no matter the risk. The racism is no longer hidden or covered under sarcasm. It's open, ugly, and impossible to excuse. By the end, Jackson's courageous decision changes everything. His complaint leads to Stanton being suspended, finally cutting down one of the most openly racist cops on the show. It's a win. Bad Blood doesn't just show racism, it shows what it costs to fight it head on. Well guys, that was all about the racism that Doug Stanton created on The Rookie. What do you guys think about this? Tell us in the comments section. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Stay tuned, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell icon for regular updates.